So back in Kyoto, and we went through quite a bit, right? You know, starting from opening ceremony at the expo, going on a relay, and some workshop and so forth. And now here we are at the closing circle. And it's me. I don't have to explain myself, I guess. I am a co-organizer of this activation event that would start today. And here we are. We have Shoukei here. Thank you, Shoukei-san. He is a Buddhist monk and AI ethics pioneer, and also futurist. And he is known for his bestseller book, Good Ancestor. And we are fortunate to have him. He agreed to walk us through his concept in his book, also walk us through some exercise so that we can be a better or good ancestor. So without further ado, I'll just pass baton to Shoukei and have him start on this. Okay, please, thank you.
All right. Okay, so hello everyone. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, good. My name is Shoukei Matsumoto. So before we begin our journey today, I want to acknowledge the unique moment we all find ourselves in. We are living in an age defined by the rapid emergence of artificial intelligence. For many, this brings a mix of excitement and anxiety. But I believe AI offers us something more profound than just new tools. It offers us a mirror. This is a unique mirror, one that reflects the vastness of our collective human knowledge, our creativity, and our capacity for connection. But it also reflects our blind spots, our hidden biases, and our deep-seated tendency to get trapped in our own limited perspectives. To navigate this era, we need more than just technical skill. We need a new kind of literacy, what I call human literacy. This is not about learning to code or operate machines. It is the fundamental human capacity to see ourselves, to see others, and to see our world with greater awareness, clarity, and compassion. It is the literacy of connection in an age of computation. So the question for us today is, how do we cultivate this essential literacy? How do we learn to read our reflection in the age of AI mirror with wisdom and humility? The answer, I believe, lies in an ancient practices that are now more relevant than ever. It begins with the simple, radical act of listening. Today, we will explore the value of mindful listening as a central practice in Pure Land Buddhism, the concept of interbeing, and what it means to be a good ancestor. I hope these explorations will serve as your practical training in human literacy, providing you with meaningful perspectives that you can integrate into your daily life. All right. Before we start, let me briefly explain about Pure Land Buddhism, which may be really new to you. In other words, what I call people's Buddhism, an approach to Buddhism that can be practiced in everyday life without requiring special training. About 850 years ago, two great Buddhist figures, namely Honen and Shinran, opened Buddhism beyond the monastics to all people. The practice they established, called Nembutsu, which must be familiar to Japanese but may not to non-Japanese participants. But I would say it's mindful listening. So this tradition continues to enrich our lives. At the heart of Pure Land Buddhism is the practice of listening, not just hearing sounds with our ears, but attuning our whole being to the voice of the word. In today's session, we'll explore how can we listen mindfully. What does it mean that everything exists as interbeing? What can we do today to become good ancestors? Let's find the answers not just through concepts, but through practice and experience. So I try to make this session as interactive as possible. Now let's begin our journey together. Okay, so I told you that I want to make this presentation and session as interactive as possible, and in addition, I want to make this as analog as possible. So let me use the physical paper to show some, words. All right, so let me start with this. So, okay, hopefully. So, mindful listening is central to Pure Land Buddhist practice. This act of listening is the first step toward wisdom in Buddhism. Buddhism teaches that there are 3 stages on the path to wisdom: listening, contemplating, and practicing. This order is significant. It all begins with truly listening. Okay, let me write kanji. This in Asian calligraphy, the character for listening consists of gate. Can you see this? Kind of gate form, and ear. This means ear, suggesting an ear within an open gate. Okay, thus mindful listening is not merely receiving information, but opening the gate of our hearts and listening with our whole being. So, Mindful listening can occur at 3 levels: listening to others and our environment, outer, attending to surrounding sounds, others' words, and nature's voice. And second, inner, listening to our inner voice, noticing thoughts, emotions, and physical sensations. At last, listening to the voice of the Buddha, attuning to the larger whole, messages from unseen dimensions. These levels are not separate but interconnected. Through practice, we naturally transition from listening to hearing, from conscious effort to natural receptivity. All right, so in this session, I want to include 3 parts for a kind of meditation, right? Kind of workshop online. So in this session, I want to share a screen. Okay, so now you see the screen. Now let's experience mindful listening through a practical exercise that will deepen our listening in 4 stages. Let's try. Please close your eyes or soften your gaze downward. And I brought a bell. Stage 1. Attend to your inner voice. First, direct your attention to your inner voice. Notice your thoughts, emotions, and physical sensations. Observe without judgment. Stage 2. Attend to surrounding sounds. Now direct your attention to the sounds around you. The sounds in the room, nearby sounds, voices, whatever is present. Observe how sounds come and go. Stage 3. Attend to distant sounds and the silence between sounds. Expand your attention further to more distant sounds and notice the silence between sounds. Stage 4. Finally, listen to the voice of Buddha. Listen to the larger whole, the voice of the world. This might not be words, but a kind of sensing. Listen with an open heart. Slowly bring your awareness back, and when you're ready, open your eyes. Now, let's move to our next section. Through practicing mindful listening, we begin to become aware of a deeper reality called interbeing. All right. So now I came back to the writing part. We typically think of self as an individual isolated from the surrounding world, but with deeper observation, we realize this is actually an illusion. We are not isolated entities, but beings that emerge within relationships, what we call interbeing. In Buddhism, this is also called dependent co-arising. Dependent co-arising. It means that everything arises through countless conditions coming together. Nothing exists independently. Everything is mutually dependent and interconnected. So, Can you see this? Two concepts that help us understand interbeing are habit and habitat. From the moment we are born, we exist within a specific habitat, not just the natural environment, but everything surrounding us, society, culture, family, language, and more. Living in this habitat, we develop numerous habits accordingly. Conversely, our habits influence our habitat too. For instance, our habit of using plastic products leads us environmental pollution. A change in our habitat, which in turn affects our health and lifestyle. This creates a continuous cycle of mutual influence. This structure applies to all living beings. The self is this dynamic relationship itself, a constant interaction of habitat, habit, and inhabitant. Right? Now, let's observe this habitat-habit relationship through an exercise. Okay, so let me move on to the next part of our reflection, habit-habitat observation. Now on the screen, you see the relationship between habit and habitat. Now let's observe this habit and habitat relationship through an exercise. Select and observe a nearby object, whatever it is. Think of an object near you, perhaps a phone, coffee cup, or the chair you are sitting on. Okay, consider the object's habitat. Consider where this object came from. In what environment was it created? Who made it? What materials were used? observe your relationship with it, which is habit. How do you use this object? What habits have you developed around it? Explore the network of interdependence through this object. Is there a clear boundary between this object and you? How are you connected to people and places worldwide through this object? Thank you for joining. Slowly bring your awareness back, and when you're ready, open your eyes. uh, I just checked the chat and I appreciate the diversity of the items you mentioned. Great. Yeah, we are surrounded by so many objects in our habitat that affects our habit and vice versa. So yeah, so this recognition of interbeing is deeply connected to becoming good ancestors. In our next and the last session, we'll explore this concept. All right. Let me continue my writing habit. Wrongly. Yes, good ancestor. In People's Buddhism, ancestors matter a lot. As Roman Krutznarik asks in his book, The Good Ancestor, how can we become good ancestors for the future generation? This question is central to our exploration today. We currently face three interconnected crises, demanding a profound shift in consciousness. The climate crisis challenges how we relate to nature. The AI revolution forces us to reconsider what it means to be human. And geopolitical tensions reveal a crisis in how we relate to each other across differences. These crises stem from what I call supremacy thinking, the belief that humans are superior to nature, that technology should dominate human values, or that some human groups should dominate others. So, how can we become good ancestors? Three essential virtues emerge. The first one should be humility. First, we must admit we don't know the future. Our role is to leave more options for future generations to choose from. In other words, citing the message from my good friend Audrey Tan, the role of the people today, namely us, for the future generation is leaving wider canvas for the people to come. The second one should be patience. In nature, there is no success or failure. These emerge only when we judge things. We must not rush for immediate results. As I like to say, be wise enough to wait to see flowers bloom. And last but not least, open-mindedness. We must observe people and things as they are, without immediately judging good or bad. Japanese wisdom offers the concept of shihoyoshi or four-way good, extending merchant ethics to include respect for the invisible, including nature, ancestors, and future generations. So, good ancestors leave future generations not fear, but hope and possibility. Okay, so let me share my screen, the last part of the screen share. Yes, now you see. Now let's practice a mindful meditation through the 3 circles of past, present, and future. Okay, adjust your posture and close your eyes or soften your gaze downward. Visualize the 3 circles in your mind's eye. Imagine 3 circles. First, in the center, a small circle representing the 8 billion people alive today. Next, on its left, put a circle about 10 times larger, representing the 100 billion people who lived in the past 50,000 of years, all our ancestors. And finally, on its right, a circle about 1,000 times larger, representing the 7 trillion people who will be born in the next 50,000 of years, all our descendants. We are the small circle in the middle, the crucial link between past and future. Right? Connect with ancestors. Direct your attention to the circle of your ancestors. Feel the connection with those who came before us. Think of the innovators, innovations, knowledge, and cultures they've passed down to us. In my tradition, we connect with our ancestors through the nembutsu, through the chanting of the name of Buddha. So, as I chant briefly, simply listen to the sound as a bridge between past and present. Let me chant for a while. Namu Amidabu, Namu Amidabu, Namu Amidabu, Namu Amidabu, Namu Amidabu. Amidabu, Namu Amidabu, Namu Amidabu, Namu Amidabu. Namu Amidabu, Namu Amidabu, Namu Amidabu, Namu Amidabu. Namu Amidabu, Namu Amidabu, Namu Amidabu, Namu Amidabu. Namu Amidabu, Namu Amidabu. Now, let's connect with future generations. Shift your awareness to the circle of future generations. As you breathe calmly, consider, how can I become a good ancestor for future generations? How can I become a good ancestor for the future generations? What wisdom, what values, what kind of world do you wish to pass on? Return your attention to the image of the three circles. Feel how past, present, and future all exist simultaneously in this moment. Take a deep breath, and when you're ready, slowly open your eyes. What did you feel? All right. So, let me wrap up my session. Today, we've explored three interconnected concepts: mindful listening, interbeing, and becoming a good ancestor. Mindful listening helps us attend to ourselves, others, and the world around us. This practice reveals our interconnectedness, interbeing, which naturally leads to our responsibility as good ancestors. Being a good ancestor isn't just an idea, but a way of living that we experience with our whole being. Here are some concrete ways to apply these concepts in your daily life. For mindful listening, set aside 5 minutes each morning to tune into your inner voice and surroundings. In conversations, listen to the thoughts and emotions behind the words. For deepening interbeing awareness, notice that network of relationships behind everyday objects. Reflect on how your habit influence your environment and vice versa. And for becoming a good ancestor, apply the seventh generation thinking to important decisions, or cultivate humility, patience, and open-mindedness in daily actions. Consider what to preserve and what to let go of for future generations. Choose a practice from each category to try this week. Even small changes can transform our way of being in the world. All right, so yeah, thank you for putting comments in the chat, and as we bring our time together to a close, let's reflect on the journey we've taken. So we began with the inward practice of mindful listening, quietening the noise to hear our inner voice and the voice of the world. From there, we expanded our awareness outward, exploring the profound reality of interbeing, the truth that we are not separate, but are woven into the vast web of relationships with each other and our planet. And finally, with the three circles meditation, we stretched our perspective across deep time, feeling our connection to the 100 billion ancestors behind us and the 7 trillion descendants who will follow. The journey from the inner self to the interconnected world and even to the flow of generations is the very practice of human literacy. It is the cultivation of a mind and heart wide enough to hold this complexity of our modern world. At the beginning of our session, I spoke of AI as a mirror. If we look into that mirror with a narrow, fearful, and isolated mind, we will only see our own limitations reflected back at us. But if we look into it with the qualities we've practiced today, with deep listening, with an awareness of our interconnectedness, with the humility of knowing we are but one link in a great chain, then we can see something different. We can see a partner for deeper understanding. We can use this technology not to replace our humanity, but to amplify it. So, the commitments we made today, the small practices you will carry into your week or month or year, are not just for your own well-being. They are acts of ancestral responsibility, I would say. So they are how we become good ancestors in a world we are co-creating with our new forms of non-human intelligence. Right? Remember the circles of humanity. 100 billion ancestors, 8 billion people alive today, and 7 trillion future generations. Yeah, we are the crucial link between the past and the future. Thank you for your mindful listening. Yeah, so let me hand over to Jun-san. Thank you so much.
Okay, so thank you very much. That was amazing. So aligned with what we are doing the past 25 hours, and great exercise to being here, opening up, and realize that there are so many people coming
Oh,
after us. Thank you for that. I
yeah,
don't know if
thank you
you
so
have
much.
time to take some questions
Yes,
or
yes,
okay.
I'm fine with taking questions if you have.
Yeah. Anybody have any questions? Deepu or audience maybe?
Yes. So it was amazing, and I was able to identify that is what actually I am into, and then what I want to give to the future generation, and all, and also getting through that different uh, ways, right? That is understanding the habitat or habit and
Mm,
inhabitant, and all those things give us to be more observant towards everything around. Okay. And also interbeing, that is we are connected. That thought, right? That itself was also amazing. That because normally everyone is individualistic. Everyone actually want look for their self. That is what actually I want. I can get. And then in a scarcity world, and we are heading towards a world of abundance, where each person has to identify the true self and understand that it is interconnected. And when we talk about 100 billion, because this I'm sure that I will use with my Purple Movement students, or because we have over 60,000 youth in India, in Kyoto,
mm,
that is who are working together, helping each other, identifying the true self, and supporting. I give before I ask. They are committed to give. Okay. And then when I use it, that is when you talk about 6.715 trillion people to come.
mhm.
That is what made that number. How can we? No, I'm just thinking that the reasoning. I'm also looking for the reasoning or the logic of that. That is six 6.757 trillion to come, right? So
Uh-huh.
there are
Yeah,
times
yeah.
that you have considered that this many will come, or
So, yeah, thank you for asking. So, of course, it's just a, prediction. So, uh, it's not determined fact, right? So, depending on the action we take in affects a lot on the people to come. So, but according to the book, Good Ancestor, if
okay.
everything goes smoothly and peacefully, the 7 trillion people will come. So this is the number which was shown in the book. So
Oh,
so hopefully we become good ancestor so that people in the future will be born and live uh, happy, well-being life. Yeah.
okay, good. Because if somebody asks me that is what I said, that is I have to give the answer. That is what.
Mhm, mhm. Yeah, of course, of course.
And
Uh,
and one more important point that I noticed is that is when you talked about three things, that is climate, AI, and geopolitics.
mhm,
So that is geopolitics is one important aspect that we see today. Like that is world
mhm.
is getting fragmented, and
Fragment.
why A plus compassion this alliance have to exist to relate to each other and bring together beyond the differences that they have.
Mm,
And AI that is you mentioned, like that is we have to reconnect, right, to
mhm,
be human.
mhm.
and and then climate is how we actually relate to the nature, connected to
Right,
the.
right.
That was amazing. That is that shows the relevance of why we need, that is, nature, humanity, and technology have to live in harmony, and this movement that we start. So
Mm-hmm.
that I would surely take it as a guiding uh, message that people can also relate to connect.
Wow. Wow, that's amazing to hear that you have a very deep understanding from my very brief presentation. So I really appreciate that. Thank you.
And one more reflection that I had is that regarding humility, and then about patience, which you mentioned, like uh, that is wait for the flowers to flourish, no immediate success of it. That is, not look for that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That is what we are also trying to do. That is, we just establish the connection across the globe. That is, it is not just about the event that we had today for 24 hours. And we want to wait how it flourished. It is organically grow. People get connected. But we just created an infrastructure, a human infrastructure, which actually connected the world together with the similar minded people who actually wish to
Mm-hmm.
contribute, like wish to come together, join hands towards uh, technology should serve human and nature, right? It should protect the planet. It should equip humans to think better, be better, and
Mm.
that also we take into account on the open-mindedness part, right? That is, uh, um, you were mentioning about that is to be good, right? Um, so that part, could you please a little bit more clarify on the open mindedness, because we actually, that is one thing that we have to stress or underline to the community that is about to get formed across the globe. So
Mm.
open mindedness part.
Ah, yeah, 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 yeah. So, um, in my session, I emphasized that we need to um, be aware of what we cannot be aware of, right? So everybody has its blind spot, right?
Hmm.
So yeah, so having open-mindedness to others, not only to human being, but other species, and even including the non-species like AI and robot, uh, is actually, broadening our perspective to 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 something we haven't been aware of. So I think it's crucial to to broaden our perspective and being more aware of our blind spot in this fragmented world. So yeah.
So that was what we talked during the humility part, right? That is, we
Mhm.
don't know the future, and
Yes,
yes.
yes, yeah. So humility part and open-mindedness is of course connected. So yeah,
Okay.
we should be humble enough, but at the same time, being aware of our blind spot with humility, we need to cultivate our open-mindedness to dive into the unknown world.
Yes. And one more thing, that is when we were doing the meditation, that is when you talk about the outer, that is nature's voice and all those things, that I was able to connect quickly. Then inner, the inner voice and all those things. And when you talked about the Buddha, the layer of message, right? So that is how to connect towards that is something that is when somebody is new, that is who is getting towards that, that is how to connect to the layer of the old message, the worst message. that Buddha part when you mentioned
What part?
the larger message that we have to listen to, right? On the Buddha part, that is outer, inner, then Buddha.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So nature's voices, that is as a newbie, that is as somebody who's just tried it out, that is I was able to listen to the voices around it
Right.
and
Right.
get connected towards that. And second, inner voices, that is my thoughts, my
Mm-hmm.
hobby, that is all those awareness I was able to bring in. But
I see. I
the larger,
see. Yeah, larger, greater something.
yeah. So
Yeah. So the point is, yeah, again, this is about the attention or awareness for unknown.
hmm.
So we can pay attention to the outer world naturally, and we can also, yeah, at least try to, pay attention to our inner voice, because we know I have my own thought and feelings, but uh, it's it's a it's a challenging question, asking. Let's listen to the voice of Buddha, which is beyond anything, right? So it should not be the voice of our outer world, but it should be also beyond the voice of our inner world. So it's a invitation. It's an invitation for you to pay attention to something beyond of our natural perspectives, perceptions in our daily life.
Okay. Yeah, because I always like there is just A, we give them the prompt, right? Similarly, there is I'm prompting myself on and listen to this thing. I listen to now I get that. That is beyond what is outside and beyond inside. That is we have to see that if there is anything, right? And
And in the chat, Julie mentioned the the similar way in Christian context. Uh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I agree with that.
okay.
Shoukei-san, can you comment on the, I guess, comment above Julie-san? That's a Mamot comment. And he's saying, but we must offer an accessible view of the future. We must engage those who feel lost or angry. And I find difficult to approach.
We must
Right?
often.
People sort of closed, we started with the listening, and people sort of refuse to listen. And how do you engage?
Right. Yeah. 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 So, right. We in Buddhist context, human beings are very, social animal, at the same time on karmic being who succeed the momentum and flow of the history and story from the not only within the one life, but beyond. So even from the 1,000 years history, we carry the flow, karmic flow from the previous generations, and So we cannot stop. So the so what I like in Buddhism is Buddhism doesn't say this is success, this is failure. There is no success or failure. It's just a judgment. Uh, the only thing in that exists is, you know, the cause and result, and the and what we can do as a karmic being is how I step at this moment, how I choose what option, what action I choose at this moment. So even though we are, um, you know, destined to live with the vast flow of karmic circle from the long history, uh, we have a choice at this moment. We can we can make an influence on the flow of this karma by a single action we take today, individually. So, yeah. So that's the point how we can, you know, engage uh, with the people to be born in the future as well. Yeah.
That's great, I guess. We try to rush, right? We wanted to see a result so quickly, right? So then we get impatient. Rather, every second we have choice to make. So let's make a choice every second, and that's going to accumulate to have an impact or influence to those who do not listen, or who are so angry that they cannot see any other things. I think that's what I got from what
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
saying.
yeah, yeah.
So so every second, and that would make a big difference. Oh, thank you very much, Shoukei-san. Really, really appreciate it. It's so fitting that we are ending. Not ending, actually. We had, 26 hours now. And I think we are actually beginning. So I appreciate you setting us up properly, because we have a tendency, what's next? What do we have to do next? Right? And that rush may not be a good thing. As Deepu was saying, let it happen, right? And that what you have done here for the past hour reminded us of the approach we may need to take. And such a pleasure to have you.
Yeah. Thank you
Thank
so
you
much
very much.
for being here. And then, as you mentioned, A is a mirror for us, right? Listening, contemplating, and practicing. That is the way that we have to take things forward. And it was amazing lessons for all the new learners as well as the Purple Movement, that team, and then also the upcoming A plus Compassion Global Alliance that is going to get formed that we
Yeah.
manifest. And then I
We would
think
like
that,
to, yeah,
yeah.
we'd like to extend a gentle offer to you to get involved with us too on this A plus compassion journey. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
that's great. Yeah,
Yeah, because what we are trying to do is like the world is splitting into two. That is, one is just like AI technology is progressing and the profit motive, that is corporate wars and all those things. They are rushing, and they are even America telling like there is no climate change in this world, no funding for climate action and all those things. That then who is there to act? And as spectators or as bystanders, we have a role to play. That is what we believe. There is anywhere that is victims cannot do anything, and the predators, they will surely. do that, and the only people who can make a change is the bystanders. And
Hmm.
then just they say that let's get involved, let's come together and then see that what actually we could do within the limitations that we have, but connecting
Hmm.
to across the globe, those who actually want to be part of the side who actually believe it is humanity and nature should also go in harmony with technology, and technology should empower human and protect the planet, and that is why we invented all these technologies for. And those who believe in that, they can and they can have actions towards that. For example, whenever the innovations are happening, there's innovations should be balancing, right? That is what is actually um, uh, extracting out from this and something that is regenerating or giving it back. So if we do not get towards that balance, if we do not build some scale which actually we could measure, that is how how much imbalance as of now the economy is having on doing harm versus regenerating. That can be a measurement tool that we can eventually
Hmm.
bring away. Second one, and building awareness on and alert on this is time that we have to look into, because there can be a tipping point after which we may not be get the world back. And as you rightly mentioned, that is our previous generation, and they were not capable of destroying, or they haven't, then they have saved the world for us, and it is time that we have to save it, having more options and choices for the future generation, right? So it is our responsibility as spectators, as bystanders, to come join and take see discuss on what actually we could do together. And then this global relay that happened is just the discussion, this is just the start, this is the beginning. And then we would love to have you.
Yeah, sounds great. I love to.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Any final reflection that you would love to tell to this to the audience?
Yeah, thank you so much for joining this session. So it was real pleasure for me and honor to share this moment together with you.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
So we're gonna go on officially close, I guess.
Yes. And then
So
what if we do end it? And then
yeah,
that he was talking about the karmic flow, the karma system that we are existing. And then I always think like that is we should be idealistic to set the direction, but realistic, that is having decentralized way in setting up the methods to take things forward. And this AA plus compassion global relay here, let's get to an end. It was just a dream 2 weeks before. Or June, was
yeah.
it even a dream?
Oh, wait, I started 8 weeks ago,
Okay.
and recently,
And and
but
and as of now, at this moment, we know that it happened. We made it happen.
yes,
That is from Osaka, as the sun moved around to India, to GCC, to Europe, the Africas, to South America, to North America, to the Australia or Oceania, and back to Osaka. And then now June is there at Kyoto, right? I am here at Trivandrum, Kerala. So it is just like people, all were strangers. There is everywhere we are always strangers, and then the one mission that will unite it. As we always say, it is just like in a football stadium. That is, we might be getting in as strangers, but whoever cheers for the one team or whoever wears the same jersey automatically become friends. And we are creating an alliance across the globe for AI plus compassion. And let technology, humanity, and nature go in harmony, and then we can have solid action towards that. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah.
yeah.
Bye bye.
Thank you, everybody. Have a great day.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye bye.